Hey guys, it's Brick Thunder, and today we're going to be unboxing, setting up, and doing a demo of the new for 2023 Party City Mega Wolf. Alright, so here he is. I just got this today, and this is super early on. As I'm filming this, I have not seen any videos of this thing other than in-store demos. I haven't seen anyone actually get it yet. So my store just received 4 of them, and it's a pretty close store actually. It wasn't even one that was one of the far ones. So I was super surprised by that. I ordered it last night. I went, picked one up today, and here it is. It would not fit in the car, so I have seen its parts because I had to actually fold down the box, put all the pieces in the back of the car, and then put it back together here. So I've seen the pieces, but some of them were still wrapped, bubble wrapped, and I've not seen it stood up yet. So I'm excited to see that. Let's get to the unboxing. Here we go. All right, let's open this thing up. So we'll slide this forward, fold these all back, and let's see all these pieces. So the first thing is this insanely huge shoulder piece right here. That is crazy. This may even be bigger than the 9-foot zombie, which has the largest one that I own so far. So that's actually insane how large that is. Definitely excited to see all these guys, this guy's proportions, because it says he's 10.5 or 10.4, I think, which is really tall, especially for what he does. Here's a form piece. Not really sure what this is, but we'll see. We have a leg right here. I see. Now this is what I was saying. Some of them were wrapped, so I haven't actually gotten to see this in detail at all yet. There is fur on it already, so that's cool. Let's try to slide this out of its bag. Let's see. All right, yeah, you can see all the fur. That is awesome, and the sculpt looks great on this thing. That looks really cool. Those nails look great. I love this, the one that's all the way up here. That's awesome, and then you can see the hole in the back for where the pole goes up. Cool, looks good. Full 2-part mold there. Put this over here to the side. Let's see, we have some metal right here. This piece is all bubble wrapped. This is definitely his hips, which is where all of the mechanism is. We're gonna have the mechanism piece right here that Techie uses all the time. It kind of looks like that pop out, but I believe this one is gravity fed. If not, they added a spring in there. But like the drop down scarecrow, for example, he is gravity fed. So that will probably go here or up here, but this looks like where the poles are gonna go. So likely down here. But yeah, that's really made well. This is a very heavy piece and very reinforced. The welds look really good too on this. Put this down there. We have some more form pieces right here. 2 more of them. It's not really a hip loop. It's like a 2-part hip loop there. That's pretty cool. Put that down there. We have all of his clothing right here. There's a hip loop in here. There's definitely a hip loop within the pants already. So that's good. Even more form. His form does look really good. For how big he is, they did it very well. Here's an arm. His arm positioning was changed later on, which some of you may know. This arm is normal, but then this arm, or it might be the other way around, but I believe it's this arm. One of them is up now instead. And that's not a posing thing. That is actually the metal bent that way. So it's probably possible to change it back, but it's not a huge deal. Here's one of the hands. This is another piece I have not seen out of the wrap. So let's see how this looks. The sculpt looks great from under it. All right, slide that out there. Yeah, that's awesome. It's painted well too. Looks really cool. Awesome sculpt there. That is great. They're big, huge hands. And it looks like this is all inside out or something right here. This is weird. This is all the fur piece, but it's definitely not the right way. It must be inside out. Then you fold it out and the sleeve goes around it. But looks cool. Put that down there. We have another leg. We won't unwrap this because that's the same exact thing as before, but looks really cool. Again, won't unwrap because it's just the other hand. Also looks good. Let's see. All right, I think the next piece is actually the head. So let's take this thing out. You guys are going to see how huge this is. It is absolutely massive. Look at that thing. This is definitely the largest wolf head in retail, bigger than the Immortal one. It's crazy, and the form goes all the way back here. This is actually metal. and then it goes to plastic up here, which you can hear. But looks good. His mouth is all glossy, which is amazing. He does have a motor there. He snaps his jaw. His eyes look good. Another later change. These were supposed to be digital, and then they changed to what looks like fire, actually. Let me bring this up close. I'm not sure how I feel about the change. I think at night it looks better like this, but in the day it looks a bit weird. It doesn't look terrible in person, but yeah, it kind of looks like fire if you can see that. But cool eye color there. And like on the box, it looks really cool with the yellow. So we'll see how that looks in person. We have a two-part base, which makes sense for how huge this thing is. There is one half of it. This is the half that has less going on. This half doesn't support anything up. This is the half that supports his whole body up. Those connect to his legs there. And looks pretty good, very reinforced. Put this down over here. All right, and then we have likely the mechanism piece and control box along with some poles in here. So I'm gonna actually cut that open in a second so we can see all those parts. But quickly, the last piece in here is some really, really nice tethers. These are amazing. This is what you see at like hardware stores to actually do really, really tight tethers. So that is really good to see. And then very thick tethers in there. Got some zip ties, huge zip ties. Those are probably for keeping something on there. We got some cotter pins there, some sandbags. Definitely want weight on this, and then full color instructions right there. So let's cut this box open right here. All right, so let's see what is inside of here. Definitely have some leg poles. This looks like a leg pole there, definitely, because it's labeled C, so it's one of the earlier pieces. We have a huge pole right here. This is more mechanism looking. I think this actually kind of moves. That's because of the cotter pin there. That's what it looks like. We have the actual mechanism here. And this looks, yeah, exactly the same as the other ones. I bet it's gravity fed though. I think that's what it would be. I do see two plastic gears in there. The rest look metal, so not terrible. We have some more pieces for the actual movement. This is what that piece that we just took out locks onto. So this is definitely going to move. There's a spring there as well. This is a really weird piece. I don't know what this would be. This is probably kind of to form his hunchback a bit. And they just added reinforcements there, but that is cool. That's not something I've seen before. We have his control box piece right here, probably on a leg. You'd want this lower on him because he's so tall. You don't want it high that you'd have to get a ladder every time. We have some more leg poles right here. And one final one, a smaller one down here. This is the matching one to this, it looks like. So that's all the parts out of the box. Let's get it set up. Here we go. All right, so let's begin. So let's snap the two-part base together. So we have B to B over here. This is all huge square poles. So good job to Techie there. This is definitely some great quality. All right, so I have both snap locks under. Now we just kind of shimmy it both ways until the snap locks both click. All right, there we go. Both snap locks are in now. So now let's add our leg poles. So we have C over on this side. So this is just going to snap down. We have a snap lock there to do. Right there. Let's make sure that snaps fully. Okay. Then we have D over here. Oh, wow. And his legs are in completely different spots. I never noticed that. I thought they were just straight side to side, but they're not. So that's kind of cool. So that is snapped in now. Let's actually get the legs now and slide these down. So this one goes on this side. You can see this piece coming out, which is where the next metal piece is going to attach to. And that's actually going to have the control box on it. So the control box is real low on this guy, which is good. So then we can slide down this leg right here. Do the same. Make sure the metal is peeking out of the top there. Looks good. So now we can take our control box side right here. This is going to go right here. It does have a form piece. That's pretty cool. So that's going to snap down. All right, there we go. And then we can take our other side here. This is E to E. This is what this weird piece was for. It was for a leg bend. So that's pretty cool. Snap this down right there. There we go. All right, yeah, that's pretty cool. So now they are even in distance forward and back. So now we can attach the hips. Now quickly, before we attach the hips, let's get these pants slid down. So they have a front label right here. So that's how you know what way they face. Now let's slide this down. We'll do one side at a time here. These pants do have like a form fabric inside, so that's good. They will keep their shape. I'm gonna slide this down over here too. And these don't actually go anywhere yet. These are just gonna stay on right here before the hips go on, because then it wouldn't be possible. So now let's get this hip piece on. We have G on this side, over on my side right here. And then we're gonna come over here and slide it down. This is H to H over on this side. All right, so now we can work on his form before we pull the pants up. So we have a blue connection and a red connection over here. These prongs are going to sit down. And now we actually have the prongs directly from the hip loop. We want to pull this over that form piece there. Make sure this is back in place. And now we can pull the pants all the way up and attach these prongs here. All right, looking good. So now I'm going to grab a ladder so we can continue up. All right, so now I have the ladder and we are moving up here. So we have eye to eye over here, which is part of the body piece that moves actually. And then we have a cotter pin to hold this in. So let's push this through. We have the pin here to hold this in. And then this spring is actually pulling him back. So this spring is gonna go like this, which means it goes back like that really fast. And that just helps the motor pull him back. It's actually not gonna go that fast. It's just for support, so it's not too much stress on the motor. Speaking of, now we can actually attach this motor here. We are going to need another cotter pin though. So this is going to attach down here, and then there is a little piece that's going to attach it to the top. All right, so now that that is in, we can attach it to that little piece right here. He is in the up position right now. This is just going to be just like the other Tek-Key props. We just push that, pull it down, and then unpush to just lock that in place. So there we go. All right, now we have the back frame pieces. So we have green down at the bottom here. These are just going to be prongs that slide in. There we go. And then we have white at the top right here. All right, so now we have the huge, huge shoulder piece. This is going to slide back here. All this form cloth is going to slide back. And then this is an L to L connection right here. That's just going to snap down and secure these huge shoulders in place. All right, there we go. Then we can adjust all of this form like that. I'm sure it's going to go into the pants, but we'll see. Yeah, that looks really good so far. All right, next we have M to M. This piece looks like it does the head motion. So this is going to slide down here, and then we have a little cotter pin right here to attach this. But yeah, I believe this is definitely what does the head. So it's not just the body that moves. The head does go with the lunge. So that is going to be another cotter pin, which is our last one to hold that in place. All right, so let's adjust this until the pin goes through. There we go. And we will put that in to secure it in place. There we go. All right, so now we have his shirt. This is a fully unvelcroed back. So that is good. That definitely helps a lot, but still going to be a bit difficult here. So let's slide this over, making sure we have the right arm on the right side. And then we will slide this one over. And then we're just going to Velcro this in the back. All right, and that is enough Velcro for now. We are going to have to access wires and pose stuff. All of this isn't correct yet, so there will be some work there. But for now, it looks pretty good. So we can do head and arms now. All right, so first we have the head here. This is a huge snap lock right there. Good thing it's a snap lock. Don't want prongs on something this huge. There we go. And now all of this cloth has to be put inside. All right, that is looking pretty good. There is going to be some adjusting here, but that's pretty good. So now let's work on the arms here. We're going to grab the arm frame pieces, and then we'll do the hands. All right, so let's slide this arm up right here, and then the snap lock is going to attach it. Again, good thing this is a snap lock instead of a prong with how heavy and huge these are. All right, now we can attach the hand piece, another square connection here. This is S to S right here. Snap lock that in, and then all of this fur is going to fold back into the clothing. All right, now we have his right arm. Let's do the same. We'll slide this up first and then attach it with the snap lock. All right, this is going to snap lock in here, and there we go. All right, let's fold back all of this fur first, and then we can cover it all with the sleeve. All right, there we go. That completes the setup. Other than wiring and posing, he is done. So let's go to the demo. Here we go. All right, he is all wired up and ready. Let's plug him in. All right, so there he was, the Mega Wolf from Party City. This thing is incredible. I would say this is probably my favorite of all of Party City this year and forever. This thing is, the movement is so professional looking, and it's huge. The amount of movement and the speed of the movement is not something I would ever expect on retail. I had like 30 pounds of weight on his base, and he still slid like a foot every activation. So it definitely requires a lot to hold him down. It even has these huge tethers I was talking about earlier, just to keep him back, so nothing snaps or bends or anything. So the movement is insane. The look is awesome as well. It's definitely a really creepy looking wolf. I'm sure at night it's going to look even better. The eye change isn't really a huge deal. As you can see, it doesn't look that bad. The LCD ones, I'm sure would look a bit weird from the front. The side, I think they would look great, but the front, because you're seeing the screens at an angle, they would be a bit dark, so I think this was definitely a good switch. The arm position is definitely possible to change if you think it is that big of a deal. You can just drill another hole for the snap lock and switch the position of the arm instead of having to bend any metal, so it is definitely possible. And overall, the pretty unique look for the clothing is great as well. It's really dirty up here. It's all bloody. He has some creepy cloth. And then the pants and legs look good as well. Definitely very unique compared to most werewolves with just the flannel and the jeans. So he is 500. That is pretty standard for Party City now. But I would say he's definitely the most worth it out of all the 500 ones. For that motion, you're definitely getting what you paid for. But yeah, there he was, Mega Wolf from Party City 2023. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.